This is the first example on dividing polynomials using synthetic division. And synthetic division is sort of a shortcut to long division, but it only works when the divisor, this right here, the divisor, is a linear binomial. What does that mean? That means that the divisor has to be in the form x minus a. What does that mean? That this binomial has to look in this form, has to look like this form. So what does that mean? It means I can have a divisor that says x minus 1. I can also have a divisor that says x plus 3 or x minus 5 or x plus 4, etc. You get the idea. As long as it's a binomial and it's linear, that means if a divisor looks, for example, like x squared plus 2, this is not a linear binomial. It is a binomial, but it's not linear because it has an exponent of 2. In order to be linear, the exponent has to be a 1. So if this were the divisor, then I would have to use long division for this kind of divisor, okay? But whenever the divisor looks like this form, x minus a number or x plus a number, I can use synthetic division. And here's the setup. I do it using an upside down box, division box like this, okay? And inside this box, I'm going to list the coefficients of the dividend. Now, again, as in long division, we have to make sure that the exponents are in descending order, and we also have to make sure that there are no exponents missing. If there are exponents that are missing, we fill them in with zeros. In this case, there's no missing exponents. So let's write the coefficients. 7, and make sure that this is written in standard form before we start writing down the coefficients. Okay, so this is written in standard form, which means descending order of exponents. So I have a 7, write 7, and then the next coefficient is negative 23, and the last one is a 6. And there you have your setup. Outside, we're going to write the divisor. Now, we're not going to write x minus 3 outside. This is what you do. You take the divisor, you equal it to 0, and you solve for x. So x equals 3. This 3, that's the number you're going to write outside of this upside down division box, okay? So the first step is you automatically bring down that first number without doing anything at all to it. So bring down the 7. Once you have that 7 down here, you multiply times 3. So you take the 7 and you multiply times 3. That gives you 21. That result, you're going to write it underneath the next coefficient, 21. And what do we do now? We add. Negative 23 plus 21, negative 2. Okay? And now we take the negative 2 and we multiply that times 3. That gives you negative 6. And then you add. 6 plus negative 6, 0. And you're done dividing. Now, this is what happens. Once you're done dividing, you're going to take this very last number that showed up, this 0. You're going to box it off. This is always your remainder. Okay? And all of these over here, these are the coefficients of your quotient or your answer. And this is how I like to label them. That very first number next to the remainder, this is your constant term. And the number next to that, this is the coefficient of your x to the first power term. Okay? So that means that the quotient is 7x minus 2. And that would be the answer to this division problem. 7x minus 2 with a remainder of 0. And you're done. I'll see you in the next video for another example.